Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be answering a few questions that you guys had for me. So let's begin with 1. Could people actually clone dinosaurs and make a real-life Jurassic Park? Well, ever since the fantastic book Jurassic Park came out in 1990, people started to wonder, could this actually happen? Could we actually bring dinosaurs to life via the miracle of cloning? Following the release of the movie in 1993, the idea was on the mind of even more people. Sadly, or perhaps fortunately, from what we understand about DNA at this point, we simply cannot clone dinosaurs, not even by using mosquitoes trapped in amber. DNA is a very fragile molecule and does not take all that long to break down. Sure, mammoth mummies frozen in the permafrost in Siberia have successfully yielded DNA. Mammoths, however, only went extinct several thousand years ago. From a geological standpoint, mammoths, you and I, lived practically at the same time as each other when compared to how long the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Furthermore, the permafrost has acted as a freezer, helping to preserve the DNA in ideal conditions for scientists to extract it from the mammoth at a later date. So to sum up, to the best of our knowledge, Jurassic Park, definitely not happening. However, Pleistocene or Ice Age Park may not be all that far off. Our second question is, why do sea otters hold hands while they're sleeping? Well, sea otters often do this to keep themselves from drifting apart from other sea otters. Although adult sea otters generally forage for food by themselves, they will often form large groups called rafts, sometimes numbering as many as 2,000 individuals. When in these rafts, to avoid floating apart from each other, they will sometimes hold hands. They will also sometimes tie themselves to kelp when they are sleeping or feeding to keep from floating away as well. And our third and final question for today is, why did the great auk go extinct? Well, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the great auk, this penguin-like creature, which is actually a product of convergent evolution, inhabited the North Atlantic Ocean in the northern hemisphere and became extinct about halfway through the 1800s. The great auk was intensely hunted by humans in European waters for their down feathers, which were actually used in both pillows and hats, as well as for food. The feathers weren't used for food. The feathers were used in pillows and hats, and then the eggs in the bird were actually used for food. And it wasn't until 1553, around the time that the nesting sites of the great auk had been all but eliminated on the European side of the Atlantic, that the great auk first became officially protected. In 1775, people who had broken a law forbidding people from killing the great auk for its feathers were actually beaten publicly. Following the local extinction, or extirpation, of the great auk in Greenland in 1815, the sole remaining breeding site of the great auk was a small volcanic island. Off the coast of Iceland, the island was dubbed Geirfuglasker, after the Norse term for great auk, Geirfugl. In 1830, however, the great auk population on Geirfuglasker came under siege by two elemental forces that it had no hopes of combating: an underwater volcanic eruption and a subsequent earthquake, which combined to destroy the island, terminating most of the rest of the great auks. That's not to say that the volcanic eruption and volcano are to blame. Humanity definitely takes the bullet for that one. Thanks for your questions, and we will see you next time. If you have any questions yourself, you can just post it below this picture. Post it below this video. Check out the blog at thenaturalworld1.blogspot.com and ask them there. Or you can email me at cuyvaldar123946 at gmail.com. See you next time.